What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cosmat Wrestling. I'm Kyle Rado, sitting alongside Matt Carpio. Let's get right into an action-packed episode of Monday Night Raw.
WrestleMania just 1 week away, Kyle. This Monday Night Raw certainly hyped it up more. Let's see what the last Raw before WrestleMania will do next week, but let's get into this Raw because it certainly made me happy, and that's what's good. Monday Night Raw opens up with Drew McIntyre walking into the arena backstage as Sarah Schreiber actually tries to get a word out of him as he dares Bobby Lashley to just mess with him tonight because Drew is in no mood for games, and I am excited to see Raw kick off just like that. The WWE Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley, makes his way down to the ring next, followed by MVP, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. MVP talks about Drew set to take on Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship, but Bobby interrupts him, saying if any man in the back can take out Drew, they will get an opportunity for the title at WrestleMania.
Pretty good strategy by Bobby Lashley here, trying to take out his opponent before WrestleMania. We then see a package play of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin getting banned from ringside for Bobby Lashley's match at WrestleMania.
Yep, because they lost last week against Drew McIntyre. Bobby just says he cannot count on his two incompetent men, so he is not happy with these two.
A little friction between the Hurt Business. Hate to see it.
Benjamin speaks up, saying Bobby would not be champ if it wasn't for him or Cedric, but Bobby then actually gets really pissed off and actually attacks both men, just obliterating Shelton Benjamin. Bobby then says the Hurt Business is done.
We then see Riddle in the back scooting along, talking about how he pissed off Sheamus last week.
He bumps into Titus O'Neil, saying he should roast a pig in the ring come WrestleMania. I think it's because he meant to say he's going to be the host of WrestleMania, so
yeah, there you go.
Titus O'Neil thinks that he kind of got a concussion from last week from Sheamus, but then all of a sudden Sheamus just runs into the Ultimate Bro before their match, just trying to obliterate him. Shelton, Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander meet with Adam Pearce in the back next. Cedric asks for Shelton to face Bobby tonight, and if he wins, he gets Bobby next week. So I guess it's more like they're just going against Bobby Lashley now. They don't give a hoot about him anymore.
We then see Sheamus and Riddle face off next in a pretty good back-and-forth match.
With MVP actually on commentary for the night to replace Samoa Joe, which I did not mind to see. But both men ending up outside. Riddle hits Sheamus with that floating bro. Then we go to commercial and come back with both men actually bring it back into the ring with Riddle actually almost tapping out the Celtic Warrior. Sheamus then hits him with a knee for the win with Riddle attacking him after the match. I like seeing Riddle, even though he lost, gain that momentum and just look strong in the end.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Shane McMahon, Elias, and Jackson Riker are in the back heading to the ring as Shane tells us we are about to find some very interesting things about Braun Strowman, and that is next.
I would have to assume that Shane is definitely shitting his pants about having to face Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. I certainly would be. We then see Drew McIntyre walking backstage as he meets up with AJ Styles and Omos.
AJ says that they have better things lined up, and that is becoming new Raw Tag Team Champions at WrestleMania.
We then see Shane McMahon walking out to explain his massive knee injury.
Boy, he just likes to blaming it on his adrenaline. Shane then brings up Braun's past grades in 5th grade as a student. Then Shane says in the end, all Braun needs is just a big warm hug. What is this writing? Oh boy.
Certainly interesting. We then see Braun set to face Jackson Riker next. Braun certainly fired up. I feel bad for Jackson Riker in this match.
Well, with Shane ringside, Braun puts away Riker with a hard slam. Elias then actually runs into the ring and beats on Braun along with Shane following after. But Braun just shrugs both men off and they run up the ramp as Braun says, you know what, at WrestleMania, we're going to have a steel cage match because you complied and you said we're going to have a match, so why not? Braun's rules, and he could pick any stipulation. A steel cage, what a perfect match.
I mean, Shane really shot himself in the foot here.
What happens next? Well, Miz and Morrison are in the ring, giving us the first look at their new premiere, Hey Hey, Hop Hop, after blabbering about Miz's success, of course, just talking about how good he is in WWE, and now he's going to smack the disrespect out of Bad Bunny. What a shit show.
Oh man, you could say that again. We then see Damian Priest and Bad Bunny walk down the ramp.
Yup, saying Bad Bunny will end him come Mania. Damian Priest, he's kind of like the puppet for Bad Bunny. But Bad Bunny just gives The Miz a hard right and just destroys their dirt sheet set with Miz and Morrison just completely pissed off. Miz is going to certainly give it to him at WrestleMania.
I think so.
Randy Orton is in the backside. He faced off with legends before, but none of them compared to the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Randy then says he is going to dig the deepest he ever will come WrestleMania because Bray Wyatt will not just stand down. He keeps getting back up. He was certainly pissed off tonight, and he was screaming into that camera.
Hey, for Randy to say that it's his toughest opponent that he's ever faced is pretty high praise for The Fiend.
Bobby Lashley is out next, set to face Shelton Benjamin. What a match. 2 spine busters and a hurt lock ends this match though, but Bobby was just pissed off and just kept ramming him into the ringside post outside. He was just not happy tonight, and I love seeing these two men go at it.
I was very impressed with Shelton Benjamin's in-ring skills, man, against Bobby Lashley. They definitely put on a hell of a match. We then see Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day, meet up with AJ Styles and Omos backstage. The New Day pulling their normal shenanigans.
Saying they miss Big E and have drawings and all that stuff, and they have a game show later tonight with AJ and Omos. They just upset AJ more and more, with AJ then just claiming they will defeat them come WrestleMania, and he will defeat Xavier tonight, and they're just going to be unstoppable. New Day is out next with the New Day's game night. Well, this was interesting with AJ Styles and Omos as their guests. What a shit show this was. Omos just stops it and just says, you know what, I'm done with these games. All the real game is going to be at WrestleMania, but we defeat you guys for those Raw Tag Team Championships, and AJ versus Woods is next, which, was alright.
Yeah, this segment was actually very good, seeing Omos actually being able to stand up for himself against the New Day.
You know, this match does not last too long as Omos throws Woods off the top rope, ending this match in disqualification, then throwing Kofi over the barricade, then just flattening Woods into the corner after. He's making a statement, like you said, I'm happy for him.
Omos looking like a monster. We then see Alexa Bliss in the back in Alexa's playground as she talks about how she had to set the Fiend free, how he needed time to return.
That's right, as he is then seen, as the camera is panned to him sitting on the swing next to Alexa. I'll put a picture right behind me. This was super scary to see. It was like movie shit. Drew was back in the locker room, walking around just asking for anybody to step up, then throwing down Humberto Carrillo, then meeting Ricochet, who then challenges Drew later on, and then getting into a fray with Drew Gulak. But oh man, I feel bad for these jobbers back there.
Oh yeah, Drew was certainly not having any of it.
Shayna takes on Naomi next with Lana in her corner, of course, and Mandy and Dana on commentary. Lana throws Nia into Mandy, with Naomi then pinning Shayna after the outside distraction.
We then see Asuka and Rhea Ripley sign the contract for their match at WrestleMania for that Women's Championship.
Rhea ends up throwing that table onto Asuka after both women sign the contract, as Nia and Shayna actually head down with Reginald and challenges Rhea and Asuka to a match next week on Raw to see if they are actually compatible. So, oh boy, Nia, she's a little pissed off that she can't get a WrestleMania match.
Could we ever see contract signing be normal and not have the table flipped over or someone be put through it?
Ricochet takes on Drew McIntyre next, with Ricochet showing his strength, of course. Drew was still able to put him away with a Claymore, with Mustafa Ali then attacking him after. I don't think any of us saw this. We then cut to Ali versus Drew after a commercial break. Drew does put away Ali with a Claymore as well.
We then see Drew McIntyre call Bobby Lashley down to the ring so they could settle their business.
Oh, was he fired up? Both men were, but Bobby does head down, and they just brawl. And then out of nowhere, King Corbin from SmackDown assaults Drew McIntyre as Corbin and Bobby stand tall to close Raw. So are we going to see Baron Corbin versus Bobby Lashley April 11th at WrestleMania?
I don't think so.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully not. Alright guys, that was certainly an interesting way to end Monday Night Raw. Let us know what you thought about the show. Always like, comment, and subscribe, and we will have a NASCAR video for you guys later today. Peace out.